Hello everyone. Today I'm tying the Lady Caroline Spey, an old traditional spey fly for Atlantic salmon and steelhead. The hook is a Daiichi 2051 size 3 salmon hook. Thread I'm using for this part of the fly is the Uni-Nylon 70 Denier white. Start the thread at the return eye and trim the tag. Wrap the thread back so it's even with the point. Next, I'm using Amherst Pheasant Crest for the tail, a substitute. Measure, peel off the excess, and flatten the stem. Secure it by the stem on top of the hook in the center and wrap the thread to the start. For the rib, I'm using Lagartun small oval gold tinsel and small oval silver tinsel, and small embossed gold tinsel. Start the gold oval tinsel first. Remove a section of the tinsel down to the core. Secure the tinsel by the core with a few wraps from underneath the hook at the start. And set it so the tinsel portion is even with the point. Then add the embossed gold tinsel beside the oval with a few wraps. Hold both pieces firmly and secure with smooth wraps to the base of the tail. Bring the thread back to the start and trim the excess to. Next, take the oval silver tinsel and prepare it the same way as the gold, and secure it on top of the hook by the core so the tinsel portion is at the base of the tail. This will be for the cross wrap. Bring the thread back, whip finish, and trim. Take a flat tinsel and wrap it as a rib, and mark it where the third rib falls. The next thread I'm using is the Semperfli Nano Silk 18-aught white. Start the thread and trim the tag. Next, prepare the Blue Eared Pheasant hackle. Flatten the stem and fold the hackle. Secure the hackle by the tip, starting at the mark, and wrap to the end of the threaded area and trim the excess. Fold the hackle towards the eye and secure with a few wraps of lead wire to keep it out of the way. And wrap the thread to the base of the tail. Next, split the thread, wax, and add the mixed olive, hare's ear, and the brown synthetic dubbing. Add the dubbing twister, double over the thread, and spin to secure the dubbing. Brush out the dubbing and attach the hackle plier and wrap the dubbing along the threaded area. Behind and in front of the spey hackle. Secure by the thread and trim. Trim the excess dubbing down to the base. Fold the hackle towards the eye and secure with a few wraps to keep it out of the way. Wrap the tinsel as a rib, starting with the gold oval tinsel, and have the third wrap fall behind the spey hackle, evenly spaced and angled. Followed by the small embossed gold tinsel. Wrap the Blue Eared Pheasant spey hackle along the rib tight to the oval tinsel, pulling the fibers back with your fingers. Once you get past the dubbing, wrap the remaining hackle as a collar. Secure by the stem, trim the rest and build up the thread. Next, prepare a second Blue Eared Pheasant spey hackle. Same way as the first and secure it by the tip from underneath the hook. Wrap the hackle as a collar with edge-to-edge wraps, secure by the stem, trim, build up the thread and brush out the fibers. Next, prepare a dyed red Golden Pheasant body hackle. Flatten the stem, fold the hackle, and move it aside. Pull all the Blue Eared Pheasant spey fibers away from the body and wrap the oval silver tinsel as a cross wrap over the rib body and in between the spey fibers. Use a bodkin to separate the fibers. Wrap the tinsel in front of the spey hackle, secure, trim the excess, and brush out the fibers. Take the dyed red Golden Pheasant hackle, trim the tying point, and secure it underneath the hook tight to the collar. And wrap as a collar with edge-to-edge wraps. Secure by the stem and trim the rest. Next, trim a section of the Bronze Mallard left and right of the stem. Pull all the fibers on each side of the hook downward to open the space on top of the hook. Take the two sections of the Bronze Mallard, place them back to back with the tips even. Bend the wings in the opposite way. To secure the wings, place it on top of the hook. Measure. You want the tips evenly or slightly past the bend of the hook, and secure a tent style. With a soft loop, then add a few more wraps to secure. Trim the excess with a razor on a taper for a neat head. Build up the thread, whip finish, and trim. Switch over to a black thread, whip finish, trim, and add thin head cement. Once completely dry, finish the head with 5-minute epoxy. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the like button to see more of my favorite patterns.